So the announcement for the Summer 9 servants is going to be coming out tomorrow, which I will be streaming over here on the YouTube and over on my Twitch if you're interested in watching that alongside me. But I have a little theory and prediction I want to put out before that actually goes live, because apparently internet points do mean something to me, and I would like to be able to come back and look at this video and be like, aha, look, I was right. Or if I'm wrong, everybody can point and laugh at me and be like, look at this dumb idiot over here who just got this prediction completely wrong. But I think this speculation that I have about Summer Koyanskaya is so cool and ties in with the lore and whatnot that I just can't help but share it over here on the YouTube channel. So strap in, get comfortable. I want to start diving immediately into this because I'm so giddy with excitement at the prospect that this might be true. So first and foremost, how do I know they're going to be announcing these Summer 9 servants, tomorrow? Well, they have a live stream going up that is based around these Summer 9 servants, and they have a track record of showing off the initial servants that we know about, and then they'll show us the free-to-play, and then they'll usually show us the neck banner as they have over the last couple of years, and they'll even tell us when those servants are slated to come out. Now, I don't think we're ready for another slobber knocker of a summer like Summer 7 where they had 3 banners getting thrown out. That was a little bit crazy. Especially with FGO being in a little bit of hot water right now, I don't think they want to take any more greedy accusations, which is also why I think they will stick to their normal planning and they're not going to hide the second banner, right? Because that'll still just make them look even worse if people feel like they're getting baited into summoning for the first banner, and then the second banner turns out to be a banger like, say, Summer Koyanskaya. So I think we can definitely count on them announcing the servants tomorrow after they go over, the banner 1 servants again. They'll show us the NPs, get us all hyped a little bit, and then they'll show us the second banner, be like, it's coming out in 4 days after the event starts or something along those lines. You guys know how that works. But then there's the fact that we're following up last year's Summer 8, which is functionally Lost Belt 6 Part 4, where it's kind of like a lighthearted thing where you bring back all of the characters and have a little bit of a story revolving around them. And I mean, everybody pretty much comes back and gets a summer mode version. I mean, Oberon gets 2, all the Fairy Knights have 1, Castoria gets 1, Morgan gets 1. Really, the only person that gets left out is Habitrot, which I don't know why, just give us another free-to-play beanbag. I'll definitely take that one. And then Percival and Muramasa also just didn't get any summer outfits, but I think that's because Oberon got 2 of them. He probably just stole all the limelight from those 2, but hey, they at least made up for it with this upcoming summer event where they're going to be giving Percival one of his outfits. And I think that through line is going to stick true with this upcoming summer event because of the restriction that they want you to have cleared Lost Belt 7. And I think this ties in with Dobra being one of the summer servants, and I am going to say this is, I would consider it a pretty major spoiler going into Lost Belt 7. So if you don't want to be spoiled on this point, just skip ahead about a minute. Because for some people, they might really care about this. It might be a major spoiler. And for others, they might just not care at all. They might be like, oh, I already figured that one out. But you've been warned. Skip ahead about a minute. And if you haven't, I'm going to drop the spoiler on you. And that is that Koyanskaya is in Lost Belt 7. The fact that they want you to finish Lost Belt 7 to me says that they want you to know that Koyanskaya has left the egg thing that, we put her in when we left Tunguska Sanctuary. The reason being is that because Lost Belt 7 was going so bad, Koyanskaya decided to come in to help us out, because if we lose in Lost Belt 7, the plan to send her off to like another world in the egg doesn't work. So we have to win for her plan to kind of keep succeeding, basically. So she helps us out, and that's why she appears in Lost Belt 7. So it seems very obvious that since they want you to know that very critical information, they're going to be putting Summer Koyanskaya out. And that's where I think Dobra ties in, because you got to remember, they have 3 different ascensions for all of these servants, and the one that they chose specifically is the one that features a white and a black bunny on her. And if you'll remember, as Koyanskaya herself is very adamant about, she is not a fox, she is indeed a bunny. And so the fact that we have light and dark on Dobra, and they specifically went with that in combination with them wanting you to have finished Lost Belt 7 to get that major story spoiler, that clearly tells me that they are going to be bringing her out for the second banner for Summer 9. But now this is where I think things get very interesting, because she features both of them on her little outfits. She has both the white and the black bunny, and that got gears in my head turning, that what if instead of just getting, say, Summer Koyanskaya Light or Summer Koyanskaya Dark, we end up getting both of them as kind of like a duo unit. And the thing that I'm thinking of is maybe like Ascension 1 is Summer Koyan Light, Ascension 2 is Summer Koyan Dark, and then the third Ascension is either a fusion of the 2 of them or it's just both of them together. And I think think that's really interesting because we have a lot of beast characters, and we even have guys that represent the same beast just as different halves. Look at somebody like Kama and Kiara, but we're never going to get, say, a completed Beast 3, because how are you going to merge Kama and Kiara together? They are fundamentally, opposites of one another. One of them loves absolutely everybody, and the other one just loves themselves only. It's kind of hard to merge them into a single entity, and we know that they'll do this with some characters, as they did that with Charlemagne during Trom. Instead of giving us both Rex, Magnus, Carl, and Charlemagne, they just said that, well, Ascension 1 and 2 is Charlemagne, and then Ascension 3 is them both kind of fused together and working as two halves of the same whole, which I think works really well for a Summer Koyanskaya if they want to drop kind of like a lore bomb like that on us, because unlike, say, the Kama and Kiara situation, Koyanskaya is still fundamentally the same person. It's just light and dark are different aspects of her. The dark one definitely takes on more aspects of her being the beast that loathes humanity, and while the light version of Koyanskaya still doesn't like us, she's more tolerable of us because, she has that business grind set going on where she's like, well, I don't really like humans, but I gotta sell them those weapons. And so if you wanted to fuse those together to kind of give us, say, a true personality for Koyanskaya, I think that would be absolutely sick. And I think a duo unit like this is very well prepped to have, say, the swapping NP mechanic, because last year they tried that out with two new servants. They did that with UDK Bargus, who can go from an AoE art servant to a single target, and then you have Tolmaeus, who can go from a single target buster servant to an AoE art servant, which is kind of like the opposite of Melusine, who goes from a single target arts to an AoE buster. But for Tolmaeus, they fixed the one issue that Melusine has, and that is that, he's able to swap back and forth between the young and the old version. Now, I do know that Melusine being able to, swap into the dragon form and not go back is for lore reasons, but again, the fact that now that we know that they can do that, it's not just a lore excuse. It's like, oh, no, we could always like swap her back and forth. It's just, we're not allowing you to do that for lore. So the fact that they can do that, I think opens up for a very interesting servant where for the first time, we might not just get, different flavors of a DPS. We could get Ascension 1, Koyan Light, is a support servant, and then Ascension 2, Koyan Dark, is a DPS. Or if you want to get a little bit fruity with it, you can swap those around. Now Koyan Light is the DPS and Koyan Dark is the support, with maybe the third Ascension being kind of a mix of the two. It sounds like a very complicated servant, but with how they've been trying to fix up servants more and the more odd effects they keep throwing onto them, I mean, think of like the new passive skills that they're starting to chuck on people. You got stuff like Tet's giving you master skill cooldown reduction, or you have somebody like Andromeda that has like a special guts that gives her attack now. Like, they're starting to experiment with different passive skills and just weirder things that they can do with the servants that I don't think something like this is all that far-fetched. And again, I wanted to throw this video out there because I think this theory, and I know this is just me patting myself on the back, but I think it's so cool because it works with like the little bit of information they've given us, but it's like you can logically piece it together if you've been paying attention to the story and you have an eye for detail on, say, Dobra's character design. But then it also just is a really sick idea that follows up, well, I'm not going to spoil this one, but it follows up another beast idea as well, with multiple components coming back into the main whole to kind of form something new. And so I'd like to get your guys' thoughts in the comments down below on this one. Am I, just having a crackpot, crazy person theory right now? Or does this kind of make sense to you? Because I think it makes sense. I think this could feasibly work. I think we're definitely getting Koyanskaya, so I'm at least putting this out there for like the internet brownie points of like, look at me, I got it right. I think everything points to her being the summer servant. But then as far as what their kit's gonna look like, I think that's kind of a cook. Just saying, I think I cooked pretty hard with that one. But again, y'all can let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. And obviously, I will be watching it live with you if you can make it out there at, I believe it's 5:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is Wednesday morning. I will be streaming on Twitch and YouTube, so whatever your preferred, streaming website to watch on, I'll be streaming on those. YouTube, just make sure you're subscribed, you got that notification on, so that as soon as I go live, you'll get that notification and you'll be right there bright and early. And then for Twitch, just go ahead and follow that in the description down below. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day, and let me know your theories in the comments down below. Peace!